Hi guys, today in this video I'll explain that how you can log in your user from multiple database tables. So let's say you have a user table and you want to store the admin differently in the admins table. So how you can log in your user from users table and from the admin table. So for this purposes I'm going to use Laravel guards and log in my authentication functionality using that. So here I have created the standard functionality which we use for the user table. I added the email and password, and then I'm attempting this to through email and password and redirecting it to the dashboard page, and it's showing my login user information, right? And by default auth attempt uses WebGuard, right? And if I go here and now just test this functionality, if I enter this out and yes, now it's logged in, right? And it's displaying my login user information, right? Okay, now just go to this login page again, right? Let me log out my user here. Okay, I have log out my user, and now I want to create an admins table, right? So for this purposes we need a model and migration. So I'm going to type make model and then with the migration, right? It's created the model with the migration. Perfect. And now just go to visit this user table and copy everything from here. I'm going to copy the same all of the things and then mention in the admins table. Just paste this out. Okay, and get save and run the migration. php artisan migrate. Okay, it's migrated the admins table, and for the admin model, here this model is responsible for login user, right? So now we have migrated this table, and if I go here, let's get refresh. Where it is, yes, it's this one. Let me copy the database password here. This one is admin table. I'm going to insert one user, which name should be admin, then email should be admin@gmail.com. okay, and then password would be same password which I have copied. Just click on this go, and now we are successfully able to store one admin, right? And I want to log in this through this one. So for this purposes we need the guard, right? So now let's understand what is guard. So just go to this config/auth.php. so this contains few guards. Guards, it's a web guard, and then there is a API guard which is not mentioned because in the newer version of Laravel, if you need the API you need to install that API. So then this guard will be added here, because currently at that time I don't have any api.php file. It comes when we install that package, right? Okay, so by default it uses the web guard, right? And whenever we log in our user using this auth attempt, so by default it's using the web guard. So now we need our own guard. So for this purposes you can create your guard something like this. Define your guard name, it's admins, and then first you need to define your driver, right? So you can use session, or if you are using the cookie token based indication, you can use according to that. I'm using the same as I'm using this for the web. So here define the providers. It means that your table name admins. Okay, just to give it a save, and now I can use this admin, right? Just make this admin. Okay, admin, and then using the session, and then it will use this provider as admin. Okay, perfect. Now just go here, and similarly as I'm doing this here, I can add here additional method which is guard, something like this guard, and this guard need a guard name. So by default it's using the web guard, so that's why we don't need this we are not calling this here, so it's behind the scene it passes web guard, but at that time we want to use this as admin, so that's why we need to specify our guard. So just to give it a save, go here and click on that login, so to return that incorrect credential. It's happening because I forgot to mention the table name. So in the provider array it's using the users, right? So here it's using the users key. So similarly we need to also create the admin stuff, right? So just to create this out, same copy paste, and then make this as admins. It will use the eloquent, and for that here you can pass this as admin, so it will use the admin model, right? Just give it a save, make sure it's admin not admin. If you mention the same, so you need to mention, okay, it's admin, so I'm going to mention this same as admin, but this should be the singular. Okay, good. Now let's get refresh, and yes, you can see this, it's now saying incorrect credential because credential are mentioned same mentioned as user. So I'm going to now change this out and pass these credentials. Not this one, password is same but email is different. Just give it a save, refresh. Okay, so why this thing is happening? When we have a user model, let's visit the user model, so it's extending the authenticatable, right? So similarly we need to also mention this in our admin table that it must use the authenticatable, right? Authenticatable, right? So here you need to also mention this same authenticatable. Just give it a save, go here and let's get refresh, and yes, you can see this returning you are logged in, but now it's not returning the login user information. Why? Because it's now logged in with the different guard, right? So for that purposes you need to mention here guard name guard, and then mention its name admin. Let's get refresh and it will get that login user information. Yes, you can see this, it's admin and admin@gmail.com. so in this way you can differentiate your user that they are logging in from the user table or from the admins tables or supervisor tables and so on, right? So in this way you can log in your user from multiple database table. So if you like the video, subscribe the channel and stay tuned for the next videos. Bye bye.